Hello and welcome to Fox Sports Lab AFL. I'm your host, Jack Heverin, in the chair this week for Ben Dixon. With me, as always, AFL great, Jason Dunstall. Hello, Chief.
How are you, mate?
Good to see our Paton back as well.
Yeah.
No suntan from Tasmania, but he did bring back with him a 19th team. Hello, Al.
Yeah, I think it was about 3 degrees at Cradle Mountain, so no sunscreen required. But yeah, no, it's exciting what's happening down there.
How's the power of Al Paton?
Oh, mate. It's exciting, though. It's an exciting development, so congratulations to Tasmania. Although we shouldn't jump the gun. Nothing's official yet, but we all know it's happening.
It's pretty much happening, isn't it? Anthony Albanese's going down to Tasmania. It's happening. Yeah. Hey, let's start with the Saints, Chief. A lot of people want to sell the Saints at the moment. Are you buying back in?
Oh, buy, please. I panicked when I saw Collingwood-Carlton coming up. They were within a kick of Collingwood. They rolled over the Blues, and they've got a great draw coming up, so get back on because they are flying.
5-1 at the moment, St Kilda, Al. They were 5-1 last year as well, so they've been here before, different coach. What's different this year about them?
Yeah, well, I mean, the coach obviously is the standout difference that we can see. And when it comes to defence, we know premierships and winning game styles are built on defence, and Ross is clearly the boss in this area. You look at teams who've conceded the fewest number of points in the first 6 rounds of a season. The record is held by St Kilda in 2009. Under Ross Lyon. And this year, the Saints ranked number 4. So they're right up there again. I think it's 59.5 points against is all they're conceding, which is basically right on what Carlton managed last week. And I think what they're doing this year that makes them exciting and is what I think can keep them in good stead going through the season is when they get the ball, they're not stopping and going sideways and backwards, they're going forward and they move the ball really quickly and get it into their sort of mid-sized forwards, I guess, who are doing a great job, you know, even with key players out.
They're only number 9 when it comes to points for, so they're an average attacking team, but their defence is so good. They're 100 points better than the second best defensive team, which is the Cats, so they are just smashing it. And they play a system. The midfield works hard defensively to help out so they don't get outnumbered, they don't get exposed one-on-one. They've got a couple of stars down back, I think, in Jack Sinclair, who he knows a great running halfback, and Callum Wilkie, who I really rate, but the rest of them just play a role. That's what you have to do under Ross. And if you play your role, I mean, we'll talk about the players due to come back shortly, but they're not walk-up starts because if you keep playing well, you'll hold your spot under Ross.
And he said that, hasn't he? That there's selection integrity, that guys like a Tim Membry and Ben King still to come, they're not going to just walk straight back into that team, are they?
Exactly right. So if you want to be part of the finals team, play well, and you might just be there because they are playing finals.
Al, what about their fixture? So we mentioned they've got 5 wins on the board already. They're almost halfway there to making the finals. What's coming up for them?
Yeah, well, I think this is where you can get a little bit excited if you're a St Kilda fan. I know some St Kilda fans and they're trying to keep the lid on, but last year, as we said, they also started well. But if we try and remember, it's only a couple of years ago, they actually snuck into the finals. So last year, they had a reasonably difficult fixture. This year, it's a bit different. Because they had a poor year last year, they get an easier run. They haven't played Hawthorn yet, and they've got them twice. They haven't played the Kangaroos yet, and they've got them twice. So you think that holds them in pretty good stead to get those wins on the board.
Take the lid off. You're playing finals.
Ross is trying to play it down, Jace.
Well, I mean, the Power at Marvel, that's a good place to get them. The Crows in Adelaide, that's going to be the tough one coming up. But Giants and Hawks not far away. So, I mean, they could theoretically at the bye be 10-1. I think 9-2 at worst.
Wow.
It's then just a matter of how can you position yourself, hopefully hang on to a top 4 spot in the run home to the final.
Who's still to come? You've had a look at their injury list. It's still quite long, but hit us with some of the names that are coming back.
Well, Max King, we know, is going to be an exciting player. I just think Anthony Caminiti, when he gets back from suspension, will be important. You got Caulfield, Zach Jones, Jack Billings. And I'm not saying any of them are walk-up starts, but they are good players if they're in form. And that's the great thing. If Ross Lyon's got a fit list and he's just picking the in-form players, it's going to be an exciting year for the Saints supporters.
Well, Billings came back last week in the VFL. I think he might have played 3 quarters, kicked 3 goals, so he's sort of just about ready to go again. And again, as you say, it just adds to the depth, which is always good. And the other one I think to note is that Jack Steele has missed a couple of games. This time last year, Max King had kicked 17 goals, and Jack Steele would have been, one of the top 2 or 3 mids in the AFL, and they haven't had that this year, and they're still winning. So, Steele was pretty rusty coming back from injury last week, so he can still build, and obviously when King gets back, that's a whole other element to their game. So, I think there's a lot to get excited about.
So, just to put a full stop on this, you're taking the lid off.
Lid's off. I bought all my stock back, and I'm trying to get some more because they're only going one way, and that's up.
Well, there you have it, Saints fans. The bandwagon, including Jason Dunstall, just keeps gathering momentum.
You know it's a better betting app when you've got stats and insights for every major game and race. Plus expert opinions from the best minds in the game, all in the palm of your hand. That's better. You win some, you lose more.